The year is 1968. In the heart of California, a quiet sense of unease begins to stir, soon to erupt into full-blown terror. A chilling shadow descends upon sleepy communities, casting a pall over the idyllic landscape of the San Francisco Bay Area. This is not just a story of unsolved crimes, but a relentless psychological war waged by a phantom. On December 20th, 1968, the peace was shattered. Teenagers David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, on their first date, were shot and killed on Lake Herman Road in Benicia, California. This isolated lovers' lane became the grim stage for the Zodiac Killer's debut, though his infamous moniker was yet to be revealed. 2 young lives extinguished without warning. The brutal double murder left investigators baffled. No witnesses, no clear motive, just a trail of blood in the darkness. Local authorities were thrust into a perplexing investigation, struggling to piece together fragments of a crime that defied easy explanation. The small-town police force faced an invisible enemy. 7 months later, on July 4, 1969, the terror escalated. Darlene Ferrin and Mike Mageau were attacked at Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo, just miles from the first crime scene. Ferrin died, Mageau miraculously survived, despite being shot multiple times. This brazen attack confirmed a serial predator was at large. Just 40 minutes after the Blue Rock Springs attack, a chilling phone call was placed to the Vallejo Police Department. The caller calmly claimed responsibility for both the Lake Herman Road and Blue Rock Springs murders. His voice, measured and sinister, announced his horrific intentions, plunging the Bay Area into profound fear. Then came the letters. On August 1, 1969, 3 handwritten notes arrived at the Vallejo Times-Herald, the San Francisco Chronicle, and the San Francisco Examiner. They boasted about the murders and contained details only the killer could know, demanding publication to avoid more bloodshed. A twisted game had begun. Each letter introduced the world to a new, terrifying pseudonym, Zodiac. Accompanying the text was a bizarre, crosshair-like symbol, a chilling signature that would forever be etched into the annals of true crime. This symbol quickly became synonymous with dread and an unseen, malevolent force. Most disturbingly, the letters contained a 408-symbol cipher, split into 3 parts, one for each newspaper. The Zodiac challenged authorities and the public alike to crack his code, claiming it would reveal his identity. This was not merely a killer, it was a calculating, taunting puzzle master. The stakes were clear: solve the cipher, or he would continue his murderous spree. The public was gripped, a terrifying crossword puzzle with human lives on the line. Ordinary citizens, alongside cryptographers, pored over the symbols, desperate to uncover the killer's secrets before he struck again. A collective effort to stop a monster. Remarkably, within days, a schoolteacher named Donald Hardin and his wife Betty cracked the 408-symbol cipher in their living room in Salinas, California. Their incredible ingenuity offered the first glimpse into the mind of the Zodiac. It was a race against time, and they had won the initial round. The deciphered message was disturbing: I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all to kill. The Zodiac confirmed his grotesque motive, a perverse pleasure in human suffering. He wanted slaves for the afterlife. The revelation sent shivers down the spine of a terrified nation. The Zodiac was not just a killer, he was an ideologue, a self-proclaimed deity of death. Police were now hunting a highly intelligent, manipulative murderer who reveled in his notoriety and communicated directly with his pursuers. The hunt was far from over. Emboldened by the media frenzy and the failure of authorities to identify him, the Zodiac escalated his reign of terror. On September 27, 1969, he launched his most audacious and brutal attack at Lake Berryessa, near Napa. This was not a quick shooting, it was a prolonged, sadistic assault designed to inflict maximum horror. Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell were enjoying a picnic when they were approached by a man wearing a black executioner's hood with a crosshair symbol on it. The killer bound them with rope, then stabbed them repeatedly with a knife. Shepard died days later. Hartnell miraculously survived, recounting the horrifying ordeal. After the Lake Berryessa attack, the Zodiac carved the dates of his previous crimes and his crosshair symbol into the door of Hartnell's car. He then called the Napa County Sheriff's Office, claiming responsibility in a calm, matter-of-fact tone. His control over the narrative was absolute, his cruelty unbound. 2 weeks later, on October 11, 1969, the Zodiac struck again, this time in the bustling urban environment of Presidio Heights in San Francisco. Taxi driver Paul Stine was shot and killed at point-blank range, a brazen act that brought the killer's terror directly into the city streets. No one felt safe anywhere. 3 teenagers witnessed parts of the Presidio Heights murder, providing the first and only composite sketch of the Zodiac Killer. Their testimony, though crucial, ultimately failed to capture the elusive killer. The description of a white male, approximately 5 feet 8 inches to 5 feet 10 inches, proved frustratingly generic. A ghost with a face. The Zodiac continued his taunts, sending a piece of Paul Stine's blood-stained shirt to the San Francisco Chronicle, along with a new letter. He threatened to target a school bus, adding a horrifying new dimension to his threats. The pressure on law enforcement reached unprecedented levels. The letters were designed to terrorize. This latest letter also contained another complex cipher, the 340-symbol cipher, significantly longer and more intricate than the first. Its complexity stumped cryptographers for decades, becoming a symbol of the Zodiac's enduring mystery. Each new cipher was a gauntlet thrown down, daring the world to catch him. The investigative teams, spanning multiple jurisdictions across Vallejo, Benicia, Napa, and San Francisco, struggled to coordinate their efforts. Lack of shared databases and interagency rivalries hampered progress, allowing the killer to remain a step ahead. He exploited every weakness in the fragmented system. In November 1969, another letter arrived, known as the "My Name Is" letter. This one hinted that his identity was hidden within another cipher, which he refused to reveal. The psychological games continued, feeding the public's fear and fascination while mocking the authorities. He relished his notoriety. Across California, fear permeated daily life. Parents feared for their children, lovers avoided secluded spots, and everyone looked over their shoulder. The Zodiac became a household name, a boogeyman personifying the terror that could lurk anywhere, even in the bright California sun. His influence was pervasive. Investigators were up against a master manipulator, a killer who controlled the narrative with every letter, every cryptic message. He wasn't just committing murders, he was building a legend of fear. The lack of a clear suspect, despite the composite sketch and phone calls, was agonizing for law enforcement. As 1970 dawned, the Zodiac continued his correspondence, claiming more victims, often with details that could never be definitively confirmed. He seemed untouchable, a spectral presence that terrorized from afar, leaving only a trail of blood, ciphers, and questions. His shadow grew longer, darker. The Zodiac's direct reign of terror seemed to wane after 1970, yet his letters continued sporadically for several years, maintaining his chilling presence. Each new correspondence, like the infamous bombing bus letter of 1970 or the Badlands letter of 1971, reaffirmed his existence, even without new confirmed victims. He kept the fear alive. After 1974, the letters mostly ceased, and with no further confirmed murders, the case gradually went cold. Yet, it was never closed. The Zodiac Killer became an enduring specter in American true crime, a symbol of ultimate anonymity and unsolved evil. Decades would pass, but the questions remained unanswered. Over the years, numerous suspects emerged, each scrutinized by police, journalists, and amateur sleuths. Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted child molester, was the most prominent. His bizarre behavior, physical resemblance, and proximity to crime scenes made him a compelling, yet ultimately unproven, candidate. Allen owned a Zodiac brand watch and boots, allegedly made threats to a school bus, and was interviewed by police multiple times. However, fingerprints, handwriting, and DNA evidence, when it became available decades later, never definitively linked him to the crimes. He remained a strong person of interest, but never a conclusive match. The advent of DNA forensics offered new hope, but also presented significant challenges. Crime scene samples were often degraded or contaminated due to the age of the cases and the investigative methods of the time. Extracting viable DNA from decades-old evidence proved incredibly difficult, requiring pioneering techniques.